I love what
And
we
people
do
are
too.
lucky. I mean, let's be not to be crazy, but like we're very I don't know. I love what we do. But good
I love what
morning.
we do. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. Another happy day. I've got the sunshine to my left,
Yes.
probably glaring and staring at everyone who's
No.
watching.
Whenever this always downloads in terrible quality for us both, so we both look like, "What are we doing here?" But when your hair always looks amazing in the
Well,
final
you're very
picture.
sweet. Well, today's the day for the roots to get a little happier. So today you see me at my
Yay!
worst. Welcome to my world.
I'm so here for it.
I
To the
love it.
roots, darling.
Tell you, we keep it real, we keep it raw. That's really what it is.
We do. And you were asking before we started shooting, um, I'm in a relationship that is both new and old, but I'm having trouble maintaining my composure. And part of it makes me feel like I'm a kid.
Mhm.
It's just like, whoa, where are these tantrums coming from?
Well,
And it's not,
let's discuss that. Hmm.
yeah, and it's hard too because when I tantrum, I almost tantrum on the benefit of knowing there's at least some morsel that I'm right on. So it over justifies the tantrum, and I know that, like, I can feel it. And I guess I kinda want some help with that because I keep doing slight damage at a time where once I get my composure back, I kinda do know how to handle it with empathy and love.
I
It
love
just
it.
takes me so
Good.
long to get there.
It's all right. We're going to talk about that. That's a very good question. More than anything, it's important to own it. So when I ask you a question, who's throwing the tantrums? It's you, right?
Yes.
Boy, that's a great thing because it's really hard to control another person, correct? So
Yes.
the good thing about all of this is you're the one with the problem. Now
Yes.
it doesn't mean, now please hear me out on this. It's not that he's not contributing, but your tantrum is your problem.
Yes.
So that's the good stuff. Because when it becomes our problem, we have full access, right? You don't have
Mhm.
to type in a password. You don't have to get permission. You can go full throttle on emotion, right?
Yes.
So you're in a position where you can change that dynamics. But I will tell you, we've got to find the trigger first. And sometimes it's, the old expression, we always heard the ones we love the best, the most.
Yes.
And it's really true. And we can add another extension to that take and say we tend to hurt the ones that we feel the most confident they were not going to leave, right? May not be the ones we're
Mm.
completely, head over heels about just yet, or maybe we're not sure, but we do tend to react and overreact sometimes, as we've seen, with those that we know pretty well aren't going to walk out on us. You
Why do we
know,
do that?
well, because it's a safety zone, right? If we go up to someone brand new and we throw a tantrum, they may walk out, right? We may never
Mhm.
see them again. They may go, hell with you. I don't need that. Why would I
Mhm.
need that? But someone who's got a vested interest in you from time, from just a connection of emotions, is going to go, whoa. Well, I don't like it, but I'm staying for it.
Mhm.
It may not be the best movie in town, but I got my popcorn and I'm going to live through it, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit about I have this dear friend. Okay, we'll call her, let's see, what's a good name? Patty. I like the name Patty. I have this dear friend. Her name is Patty. Amazing woman. It's a female. It's curious because Patty's about your age, so it's working out well. Patty came from a horrendous family. Patty's parents were very difficult. They had no direction for Patty. Patty kind of grew up on her own. Patty became rebellious. She became difficult. She tried to get an emotion to stick, and the only thing in the emotion that would stick would be fear and pain. So
Mhm.
poor Patty had a rough life, right?
Mhm.
She wasn't very well understood. But then someone comes into her life, right?
Mhm.
And so Patty is real happy that someone is paying attention, paying close attention, paying kindness, wanting to
Mhm.
help Patty, even bringing Patty lunch periodically at school.
Mhm.
So you see, Patty's got a lot of history, right?
Mhm.
So because Patty's got a lot of history, this person comes in and this person becomes part of Patty's history. But the
Mhm.
great thing about it is this person seems to bring some good stuff.
Yes.
Now life evolves and Patty grows up and gets older and life moves on and Patty's still trying to sort out. This is my dear friend Patty. And she's trying to sort out life, right? She's trying to figure out, Okay, now I've got to hit the reset button several times a day because some of the stuff that is still stuck comes out and floods me, right? It's kind of like when the toilet overflows, right? And all the shit comes
Yeah.
out, right? Okay. And so we go through that motion, that emotion and that motion. So poor Patty, she didn't know what to do, right? So she decided that she wouldn't get too serious about any one thing because that would be pain. Now this is the good stuff. Patty all of a sudden turns around and one of the people that she trusted and she viewed shows up. Damn, there he is. And so Patty's like, "Whoa, put the brakes on and hit the gas at the same time," right? Because there's a
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of emotions. Okay? So now the flooding's not the toilet, it's the kitchen sink, right? It's a little cleaner
Mm-hmm.
water, right? A lot of emotions. Patty's trying to figure out what to do. Do I stay or shall I go? Right? Fight or flight, you know. So what I'm telling Patty is that yeah, you're gonna go through some hard times with a person. This person's gonna hold their ground and they're gonna see how much Patty's changed. They want to know if Patty is in for the long haul or if Patty's just in it because the timing was right for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So what I tell Patty and I'm gonna say to you as well, okay, if that's all right,
Yes.
that your tantrums, you get to own them. You get to feel them. I'm not saying they're wrong, right? They probably have a pretty defined home. It's rage, okay? Tantrums are rage and pain. Pain and rage, pain and hurt. Pain and rage and hurt
Mm.
create big tantrums.
Mm.
Well, just like I tell Patty, this person is in your life, it sounds like, from the past. And this person has a right to test. This
Mm.
person has
Mm.
been stepped on several times.
That's so
Just
true.
like Patty has, right? Patty's been stepped on. So has the people that really care for Patty, who didn't do anything wrong to Patty.
Gosh. Oh.
They're going to get stepped on over and over again because they're trusted. And why are they there? Because nobody else was there for Patty.
Oh.
So I'm going to give you the same advice. So I hope you've been listening. You know, this person is testing you because this person is also trying to protect a little bit of their selves. They want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that this time, this one's the real deal. This isn't just another dry run.
Mm.
Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
So when you throw an emotion and you accuse and you ridicule and you attack, he still loves you,
Mm-hmm.
but he's also trying to figure out how much more of that you're going to do. Do you see?
Oh gosh.
You know, it's kind of like, okay, it's as if someone hands you, a bag of, oh, I don't know, marbles, say for instance, and every time, big bag of marbles, and every time you throw a tantrum, he takes a marble out of the bag and puts it in the trash. Well, fortunately, you got hundreds of marbles in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, the bag's going to go empty, and there's no more. There's nothing to trade for.
Well, I feel if there were a situation where, like, if Patty was putting a marbles in actively too, it starts to feel like, but look at all the, like, there are marbles that are being produced that are valuable. And then it's kind of like, I
I
don't know.
understand,
Ugh.
but there's a twist to that. And I'm going to tell you the twist that happens every day in human existence. And I'm not saying that your tantrums are physical. Please understand, I'm
No, they're
not.
not.
I know they're not. I
Okay,
know you
yeah,
well enough
God.
to know that. But I'm going to give you an example. Okay, how many times do we see in physical abuse and emotional abuse where a spouse picks on the other person and then brings them flowers the next day? Aren't they bringing them marbles?
Mm, yeah, technically.
Theoretically, they are,
Technically.
right? Because what they're doing is they're filling up the bag because they know they have to, because they're going to come after them again.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to make sure that they have paid enough for them to stay. Now,
Oh,
I'm not picking on you, my dear. I'm giving you
no, I
hard,
know. I mean,
cold
I
data.
need to hear this. Like, I remember, my friend, who came to Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas used to come,
Yes.
and when she
Yep.
got into her relationship with her boyfriend, she was doing something kind of similar. And I remember talking to her about
Mhm.
it. And so it's so weird because my knowledge is there, and I have to. Well, but I guess one question would be, I'm only human, and I'm also not
Yes,
always on cue with what the test is. So then I fail it because I don't know what's happening,
I
if that
understand.
makes sense.
Makes
And
perfect sense.
then that
Makes
makes me
perfect
feel like
sense.
that I can't do enough to prove that I've changed.
Okay. And and I understand that. And I feel the first thing that needs to be overcome. There we go. Is to stop calling it a test,
Okay.
because actively I'm not really feeling that it's necessarily to test you. Because when we see a test, we have a winner and a loser, right? You're either going to pass or fail the test, right? I don't
That's how it
feel he's.
feels.
I know. So the great thing is we have to get rid of that feeling in you.
Yeah.
Just like I tell Patty, the only one that can
Ugh.
control you is you, right?
Oh, yes. And that's what the tantrum is. It's like I'm wanting whatever just happened to have not happened,
Yes,
or I'm wanting it to be seen differently.
absolutely. And it's just like anything in life, we're going to be more sensitive to the things that are raw in our energy. And an example, for Patty, she didn't always, come home right on time, right? She did things, she worked hard. She didn't always come home in time. And so her boyfriend, husband boyfriend, and we're not sure which is going to be yet, but was like, are you going to be late again tonight? And so Patty took that as a threat. That's a test. You trying to tell me I'm not coming home? Well, no, actually, he had a right to ask because she'd been late for the last 3 days. So,
Mm.
but Patty, because she's got a fear of being controlled, is going to
Mm.
respond in a way that makes it look like an attack. Like, are you testing me? You want to know if I'm coming home? Haven't I come home the last 3 days? When in actuality, she'd been
Oh.
late,
Mhm.
and it was a valid
Mhm.
question. It wasn't an
Mhm.
attack. It was just a simple validation.
Mhm. Oh,
Do you see? But
yes.
just like anything, my dear, and I love you to pieces, we don't see ourselves clearly, just like me, right? I could preach to people they need to increase their fiber and to eat more salads, and I haven't had a salad in 2 weeks. Okay,
This is our
so
curse
that's uh,
on some level.
uh, so you see, we have a difficult time finding it when it's right here, right inside us.
How can I there because I do well when I have like 1, 2, 3, and I'm trying like this. I'm still processing, but it kind of feels like I can get there, and I get there kind of fast. So you know there's this weird, like, there's a very impulsive, like, knee-jerk feeling, which is, I know it's not real, it just feels like it needs to be said, but it's almost like, "You're choosing me too, like, you're not my victim." This isn't, I don't feel that it's, like, I don't necessarily know that you can this is how it feels, I'll just say how it feels. It feels sometimes that if things get where I need emotional clarity, then that's when the clipboard comes out. And I'm just like, I don't then I am always gonna fail this, because
No,
at the point where I need you with me, it's like that's when I'm being like, observed the most.
right. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of similarities to Patty, because Patty tells me that in her upbringing, in her childhood, that no matter what she did, it was wrong. So she stopped wanting to be right, and she just went
Mm.
for what was wrong. Because if right didn't work, maybe wrong would work better. Does that sound familiar by chance?
Yeah, and it's not working, it's not good, it
No, it
can't be
doesn't
like this,
usually.
and
It
it's
doesn't
very
usually.
hurtful.
Now I'm going to ask you, and this is up to you, my dear. Totally up to
Yes.
you. If you want to give me an example, we'll take and look at it and see, because it probably has a lot of people in the listening arena that have suffered the same kind of quest, same kind of issue.
Yes. Well, it was just something basically, it's concerns around physical a appeal,
Okay.
and, I would argue that things are very healthy in the
Hmm.
appeal aspects,
Right.
but I had been sick, and
Yes.
so there was no appeal,
Right.
and
Makes
then
sense.
and that had been like a day and a half compared to a lot of appeal every day, right?
Right.
And then that triggered like something deeper. And then
Hmm.
this morning was that conversation of, I told you this is important, da 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 da. And I literally was like, where is it not present? Because it is, and it was. And it was just a day and a half where it wasn't. Yes.
Okay. Okay. We'll get real. We get
Sorry.
raw.
Yeah.
No. Well, first I'm gonna clobber him over the head. Okay. Because when you're sick for a day and a half, all bets are off, right? The only thing that matters is going from A to B and getting well in C, right? You got to get well first. All bets are off. And
True.
I've done the research. I've read the books.
It's good.
They're going to be great. They're going to be
But it
great
changed his
because,
perspective on the past, where he saw the past different.
well, because he's also got trauma.
Yeah.
And remember, you trauma bond, just like Patty did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now,
Dang it.
maybe, and again, unless he's a sex maniac, and
And
again,
he's no,
I
goodness
don't
no.
get that impression. So if I could switch over into his head, now he's not here to defend himself, so I have to be mindful of that. I would probably, again, because he's not here, I can speculate. We'll put it that way. That'll be great. Instead of intuitively, we'll speculate. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But a day and a half it's just too bad. I mean, it's like tough nuts. Sorry,
Well,
go
and
figure
then
it out.
that's when I threw so my tantrum, and we may cut, I don't know how much, but I sent, I was like, if you felt that was true, could you not have at least said it gently? And he doesn't seem to, because the way he said it was like basically, hey, I told you this is important, like it was my fault.
Okay, I don't like that, and I don't feel like that one is if that is an example of the tantrums, then you have a little bit of a twist to
But
it.
in defense of, I'll let me throw a different tantrum. This is one that's much more ridiculous. Um, I woke up I woke up from being sick, and I'd already told him, like, I'm having trouble when you touch my things. I said, I feel feral. I don't move in with people. Like, this is me. But he'd moved a bunch of stuff, and he told me that he would just ask. And so, all the he's OCD. I'm a mess. So I let him sort of dictate where things go. And I'm fine with that, and I'm happy with that. But I felt, this is so dumb, even as I say, but I felt disrespected. I was like, I asked you, like, please stop touching my stuff. Please stop moving it around. At least ask me, because I didn't like where he put the cat litter. It didn't make sense to me. Because if he was going to move it, like, and I'd already fought saying the original place of it will not make sense. It's going to go into the carpet. Why would we do that? So he finally realizes that, and then moves it down and doesn't listen to me. And then finally moved it, and I freak out for no reason. I don't know why I freaked out, other than you touched my stuff and I felt disrespected.
Okay, and I understand you have a right to that feeling.
But
I don't
it
like
feels
people.
feral. It feels like I'm a feral human sometimes, because that
Well,
shouldn't
I'm a
feel that
feral
way.
human too. I mean,
I
I'm a
love
feral
you.
human too. Don't mess with my shit. I'm sorry.
I love you.
I mean, I keep fewer things than most because I don't want people touching them. But I'm also going to say to you, he's a very controlling person by nature.
Yes.
And part of that, and I'm not sticking up for you or him. I'm saying I
I
mean, I
do
love you to
like
pieces.
that sometimes.
I'll always stick up for you. But my point is, yeah, that ticked me off too. And at some point, when things are a little bit more calm, I would say, and I wouldn't throw a fit. I'd say, listen, I know that we had a conversation, and I recognize your need to put everything in place. Because in
Mm-hmm.
his defense, he was afraid you were going to take weeks to get it done. So
Mm-hmm.
he's a get it done, do it, and be done. Brian, my hubby will tell you that. If he puts something down and I see it for more than 2 days sitting on the counter, I'm going to find a place to put it.
Right.
And he's the same way with me. I know if I'm going to put something down, he's going to stare at it and wonder where he could put it where it's not going to make me all feral, right?
Right.
So I understand the dynamics. He comes from a mindset that he's got to watch his P's and Q's. He's got to dot his I's. He's got to cross his T's. He's very hyper focused in his work because his work requires it. one hit of the brake or one hit of the gas, and no more license. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
Because of what he
Mm-hmm.
does. So he's got that pressure, and he's got a heightened sense of get it done, get it organized. He is a little OCD, and I can attest to that. I've seen it. And so I know I know that dynamic. But I'm also going to say to you, you know that too. He's always been OCD. He didn't just develop
Yes.
that in this last
And
go
that's
around.
so true. And that's that point of like, I'm not a victim of him. Like, we're
No,
not a victim of each other. Like, I
no.
feel like we love each other very much.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree
I
with
need
that.
to calm my knee jerk.
Yes.
And maybe I wish he'd listen a little bit more.
Well, and there you go. Hey, I think that's beautiful. Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. So maybe you could say to him, "Hey, I know I need to tame my knee jerk reaction, but my knee jerk reaction sometimes comes about because you are needing to kind of do everything, and sometimes I want a voice. I need a voice. Okay, so in
Yeah.
little bite-sized pieces, develop more of the voice. If he says we're going to have tacos tonight, say, that sounds great. Maybe we could do that tomorrow night and have something else tonight. You're testing, you're moving
Well, what's so funny?
parts.
I mean, obviously, but obviously very intuitive, very gifted. What you're touching on is the night that I was sick. I had a freak out about the cat litter stuff moving. Then I cried and I said, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm this way. I freak out all the time. And so then I have to go up to a 4:30 call. And then when I come back down, there's a text saying, once we get all this cleaned up, then we can go to Buffalo Wild Wings. And I'm sick and I don't feel like going. So then I say, like, this is nothing about the fight from earlier, but like, can I just chill out at home? And that turned into a whole questionnaire in his head of, you're glued to my hip all the time and now you don't want to go with me to go out to eat, like, and it turned into a cascade. And I'm like, and I didn't freak out that time, but I basically was like, I just cried on your chest about wanting a voice in this house. And that
Mhm.
was exactly the words I used, was like, I need a voice. I need to be able to make decisions with you, and then he decided where we were going to eat and that it was going to be out. And I just stood my ground and I took a bath.
Okay. You did the
And
right thing. You did the right thing. You see, he's trying to again, remember, he's very opinionated.
yeah.
He naturally is, and you add an opinion with an OCD behavioral pattern, and you're going to have someone who's a little bit more difficult to deal with, right?
But
Um,
I know I can do it. And I know how much he loves, like, I just have to figure out how okay, something I realized the other day was, um, he threw food out, right? I had this weird meltdown about it. This man should be able to throw out everything in the refrigerator and you still never get on his case. That's who
yes,
he is to me. So I did, like, I catch those things where I wanted to, I was trying to prove something, because he had sleep apnea and he didn't believe me.
yeah,
But I almost wanted to say in the middle of a conversation one time, almost like a haymaker, like, why don't you ask your roommate, or the guy who rents from his house? And then I thought, that's cruelty. Like, there's something in that that's not good. So I didn't say it,
no,
because I should be defending. Like, if somebody says he snores, I should be the one saying, who get, like, you get that room for dirt cheap. Shut up. So
right.
I catch myself where I'm like, I'm adjusting into that position of, this is your partner. Like, I'm better at perceiving us as a team faster the more I try to focus on it. And then I just freak out and tear the team apart. Like, I just take that sheet of paper and, like, say, well, because I feel upset, rip. And that's not fair.
Well, it's not fair, but he tweaks your buttons too. He's not perfect. I can tell he's not, and I'm not either. Just for the record, if you were wondering. But
What do you mean, Terri? You mean we're not the epitome
no,
of
we're not. Neither one of
perfection
us.
and
No.
love and light?
Well, I'll tell
How
you,
could this be?
we try our best. Let me put it that way. But the
Do.
realism here is you're both in an adult relationship, just like Patty was, right? Like my friend Patty. I mean, there was a lot of topsy turviness. He was the knight
Mhm.
in shining armor for Patty for a long
Mhm.
time, and then Patty grew into a beautiful woman who didn't really feel like she needed a knight in shining armor unless she said she needed it, and that
Mhm.
was that was based on the way she felt every day.
Duh.
No,
Just
I'm
Patty and
not giving
I.
him. I'm not giving him a gold star. He gets no star from me on this because he has a role too. He knows that he's got to cool his jets. Okay, he can't have everything he wants. Period. But you can't play the game with them. You
Mm.
just have to say and be very matter of fact about it. I'm sick. I'm not really in the mood to go anywhere. Thank you very much for offering. If you want to bring me back something, I'll eat it later on tomorrow.
Well, and that's how he was. I mean, he was like he. I would like to just speak on this for 2 seconds because for as emotional as I can get and crazy I can get, every aspect, like I kept saying like, "Do you want me to go? Do you want me to go?" And he was like, "No, I think it's even best for us." He was like, "Text me what you want. I'll bring it to you." And then he went and got us ice cream sundaes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he and I feel like we really do try. I mean, I think God, we reach across the aisle for each other in different
Mhm.
ways. And my hope is just that soon we won't have to. Like that there
It's a
won't have to be.
process. It's
Mhm.
a process. I think I know what I'm going to get both of you for Christmas. Do you remember those they weren't styrofoam, they were like foam. They were these long,
All the
they looked like
batons.
the batons. Yeah.
Yes. So we could just beat on each other and not be
Beat on
serious.
each other. No, no.
No, but
I mean, yeah.
there's some truth to that. Well, and the joke that we have that you touched on but you didn't realize is I always joke and I say I'm half an adult, half a baby. And so he keeps saying to me, "You can't pick. You're like suddenly you're an adult." Like so and so we have a funny dynamic, but there's also some truth to that. Like there's some real truth to that because sometimes I
You
want him to be more assertive about taking control, and sometimes I get mad when he takes control, and that can't be because it doesn't, like you said, it can't be that way. It can't be day to day switching.
well, you both have an important assignment. You have to find a way to relate if you choose to.
Mhm.
The thing about it is working in a relationship isn't usually just simple. Doesn't mean that it's supposed to be difficult. No, you shouldn't be arguing every day. That tells me something needs to be fixed. But if you're
Mhm.
not arguing every day and you have these moments of of hiccups like this, then yes, you're going to have to work through them.
Mhm.
And it's just that when it becomes too many hiccups, then you need to go, is this for me? Is this person really for me now that I'm adult?
Mhm.
Do you see?
Mhm.
Um, Again, the persona, what I'm really feeling is that he's got a need to control. He's got a need through his OCD to be controlling. Most people with OCD lean towards control. I had a big conversation with a client yesterday just about this exact same topic. And so what we realized, if we're going to find someone who we like and we think is very strong, and we know they have OCD, we know they're going to have an issue with control because they have to keep everything. It's kind of like people that are neat nicks, just like I can be sometimes, and Brian, my husband, can be sometimes. We'll know when something's out of place
Mhm.
because we're hyper focused on it, right? Well, so is someone who's got a control need. They're going to be hyper focused on what's being said, what's not being said,
Yeah.
right?
Well, and in to add clarity though too, he and I love him for this and I find it very gracious, but it's like he keeps saying to me, he says, I when I decided to do this with you, I just I just signed my life to cleaning up after you. He's like, I told myself I wouldn't get mad. And so now what happens is like I cook everything. And it turns out like I'm kind of okay with it. And then he
Good.
cleans up. And the other day I was like, I'll clean up. And he goes, no, Soph, I'll clean up. And so, and because it's just like he wants it to be clean the way he wants it. And I
And that's
probably
okay.
can't execute that. And so we do work through that part. I think navigating the OCD component is on the easier side for me. I think
Okay.
it's the mental aspect of it, the mental OCD where I can't get him out of. And again, this is me trying to control his thinking,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I want him to see that it's I get so busy trying to be heard and it's usually not that's not usually the important component.
Well, hear yourself first, right? Got
What
to
do you
hear
mean?
yourself first. When you're ready to say something, hear what that sounds like in your head first. Then,
Oh,
if
okay.
listen carefully to what they're saying as well. And I'm not sticking up for him. I mean, I'll throw him under the bus if I need to too. But My point is, you both have wounds, and you both have triggers, and you both have history,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, is now the time to work through those hot spots? Probably. That's probably why you got
Mm-hmm.
back together, right? But
That's
it
so
doesn't mean
true.
that you're going to live happily ever after and have a new identity. You're going to pick up from where you left off. That's what you're doing. Is you're picking up from where you left off. And
Mm-hmm.
some of that left off is unhealthy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it came with a
Mm-hmm.
lot of drama, didn't it?
Mm. And it's kind of,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to, well, it's almost like now that the hubbub of it all is calming
Mm-hmm.
down, it's almost like I just want to be protective of that it doesn't become a fairground for both of our insecurities now that there's nothing else to focus on.
Oh, there's always something to focus on.
That's
Yeah,
what,
but
yeah.
you have a thriving business in a new location, and you got a lot to focus on. You both have to be kind to each other while you're both trying to figure each other out too. Okay.
That's so true.
And
Oh,
I mean, I'm a little bit different than most, in good and bad, and the ugly too. Because if I would have heard it's been a day and a half, I would have said, "Well, watch this, because it's going to be a week now."
right.
Because
I
if you
mean,
can't give me a day and a half to be ill, I'm going to give you 7 days to be sorry.
well,
So
well, but I knew, this is that like grace in us that we can have is I knew
I
it
know.
wasn't about the 1.5 days.
No,
I
it
knew it
wasn't.
was about the insecurity that's been underlying that I don't
Yes,
have a part in because I've not indicated anything to say I like I'm very like you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like in this one, and then I got scared, so I said some crazy stuff. But because I said I had literally just talked about that tonight was my first class. I talked about the new podcast I'm doing with my students and Taylor. Like I was talking about the stuff that starts today and tomorrow.
right.
And then he landed with that, and I said, and I freak out, and I'm crying, and about 20 minutes into the conversation, it clicks, and I'm like, this is why I don't be with people because they don't like when I'm having a good time, and I could tell that like surprised him, which means he wasn't doing that, but that's what I saw, and
You
so
were
then
you were picking a fight with him too.
I was pissed, I was hurt, and I was pissed, and I was gonna, ugh, and I hate
You're
that
going to
about me.
punish him, just like you've been punished a lot. Patty was always punished. She's told me some things that are make you just wonder what's wrong with humanity. And there's some similarities here.
Mm.
Realistically, I feel you need to work on this. Okay, both of you. And this is
We
a
said
it's
we
a
were gonna go to therapy, like,
yeah,
before I got on this call, we both
yeah.
agreed, we're like, "We love each other, this isn't working great, we should figure this out."
Yeah. And the thing about it is you're not ready for it, but it would be helpful. It would. But you couldn't throw a fit over it.
Mm,
You gotta be calm about this, and he's gotta put on his big boy pants too on this one. But I would put three things down that each of you have a problem with each other on. The
mhm,
three things that scare you about what he does, and the three things that scare him and make him feel uncomfortable with what you do. So if he says to you, putting your clothes on the floor, then your job is to stop doing it for a while, or at least do a better job. Okay?
mhm,
If you're telling him that he's controlling every move, then he needs to work on that. And it takes
mhm,
bite-sized pieces. Control is a very difficult thing to break.
and
But
I'm controlling too, that's
mhm.
in a different way.
Right. But you may get really bothered when all of a sudden the cat litter ends up on the carpet. And I'm going to tell you, when the first time it does, you're going to flip, and you're going to flip every single time it does. Okay? And every time you have to vacuum it up, or he has to vacuum it up, you're going to have something to say about it. So there may be a need to correct that. Where did you want to put the
Well,
cat
we
litter?
gotta move now, and so
Okay.
it was like just the thing that triggered, I guess, was because he'll look at I will say a fact of life, and then he says that he's always been like this and that, but he stops listening halfway through and
Uh-huh.
starts turning he's already thinking for himself now. And so by the time then he'll interrupt me and say, "Well, but what color was it?" And I'd literally just finished saying what color it was, but he'd stopped listening because he
He
thinks
stopped
more.
listening.
So that will send me. I mean, it's getting to the point where, and then he looks at me so confused, and I'm like, it's maddening. It's maddening. It's a maddening trait. Like, and it's very challenging because I'm very articulate. I don't say anything by accident. If
No,
you
you
just
don't.
and like trust that I have something worthwhile to say, we would have never put it in the carpeted room to begin with. Now you've moved it while I was asleep and you put it in someplace that's kind of silly, in my opinion. And so then I just build up this frustration of you didn't listen to me. So it's now compounded on these other moments. And I tell him all the time, I say, and I mean this because I am getting better at it. The turnaround's much faster.
Good.
I keep saying, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. Like, I'm freaking
Yeah.
about dumb things. I know this is about me. I haven't lived with
You
somebody. I
froze
don't have
up.
a roommate. Oh, sorry. Better or no? Is it
Right.
better?
You froze for a minute, so we
Oh,
may have to edit that part.
yes. I was just saying, I haven't had a roommate in 6 years, not
Mhm.
even to speak of a relationship.
Right.
So these things, I kind of, once I cool down, I say like, I recognize that was hot, but today I had nothing I could calm down on. I just felt like hurt. I felt
Right.
misunderstood.
And then, he's capable of compromise. I'm going to tell you that. Quite honestly, you and I both know in a perfect world, just give you the darn litter box and let you put it wherever the heck you want to, right? I mean,
And that's
let's
what he
get rid
did.
of two fights over it now. You know what I mean? Let's just give me the box. Let me put it where I want to put it. It's a litter box. It's not like we're buying a home.
But why can't I get calm once he says that? What is in it that in me that feel is like once he says, "Well, we'll put it wherever," I still feel unfinished.
Because the way he said it, for one thing, we'll put it wherever. It's the same thing if I don't care. Just put it wherever. It's actually it's a passive aggressive statement. Whatever, put it wherever.
Well,
It's
but I think he meant it at the time. He was like, "No, we'll put it like where would you like it?" And I
okay.
feel like in that case he was being like, "I'll put it wherever." Just
Okay.
calm down,
Did you put it?
essentially.
But you said he didn't put it where you wanted it.
Well, no,
Did you
he
tell him?
moved it after because like I'd freaked out. And so then he was like, "Please just like tell me where you want it to go. I'll put it wherever." And at that point now I
But it's
feel
still not.
unfinished. I don't know. It's
It
almost like um I think okay, I know what because the origin of the issue was what the circuit didn't close.
right. But you just said that it's not in the place where you want it now. Anyway, it's another silly place.
Oh, no, no, no. I said when he moved it so he tried to put it in the
Oh,
closet, that didn't work. He moved it down and put it in the center of the room. And I thought that was silly. So then I said, like,
sure
if you
is.
just
Yeah.
listen to me, blah, blah, blah. And then by the time we're at each other, he finally says, like, I'll just put it wherever. Just tell me where you want to put it. And I had to get to my call at 4:30. I said, I don't know, like, probably over here. And I just and he was trying to kind of placate me at this point. And now I'm feeling like a villain. I feel so silly. I'm sorry. I know this is probably like so
I'm
silly.
sorry. I'm laughing. I'm sorry.
No,
I
I
can
love
see
you.
the
Like
scenario.
it tells
I
me
can
this
see
is
the
just
cats
not
in the room
important.
going, like, are we going to keep the litter box or not keep the litter box? Has he ever had a pet before?
No, this is
Of
very new
course
for
not.
him.
That's exactly right. That's why I put it in the
Okay.
center of the room. He has no idea what the hell to do with a litter box. Do you see?
Yes.
He's never seen one. He's never had one.
Yeah. Oh God, that's true.
I'm not picking on anyone. But see, there's a lot of data here. The bottom
Yeah.
line is he didn't know, and he's so controlling and he's so OCD
He won't
that he was
listen.
going to put it here, there, and everywhere. Just glad he didn't put it outside the front door, right?
I know.
you know? But he does compromise because you gave me a perfect example of a compromise, and I love it, love it, love it.
He
You're
does.
cooking and he's cleaning.
Yes.
What a
And
beautiful compromise, right?
it's working. I'll
Yes.
do
So
the
maybe,
laundry and he kind of picks up after me, like
okay,
with
that's
clothes.
compromise. Compromise is he pets the cats and you clean the litter box. You brought it. The litter
Right.
box is your baby, okay?
Yes.
So if you're making these compromises, you both win. You get a
Yeah.
say and he gets his way with his say. Okay?
Yes.
Someone who's OCD is going to lose sleep over something that isn't placed where he feels it should be or they feel it should be. Does that mean that you have to be like the caretaker of that? No, not really. But you know now some of the triggers. You
Mm-hmm.
know the triggers in you. and you know the trigger's in him. Okay? You're both doing a trauma dance, both of you. And my dear, I love you to pieces, and I understand you, and I understand some of this. And I will say that when with my first husband, I was going to say as a joke, my eighth husband, just in case anyone was listening, but I didn't. With my first husband, everything he did irritated me. It could have been anything. He could have put a dish up in the cabinet, and I would have looked at it, and at first I would have said, "Wow, look at you go putting stuff away," and then I would have gotten mad where he put it.
Yeah.
Do you see? So we grow and we know. We take, for a while, we have trauma. We have trauma that we have to sort through. Some people are very good at bringing out the trauma. Okay? So for me, my first husband was about bringing out all the trauma. My first husband only did things to, I thought, to irritate me. I'm sure that wasn't true, but I'm sure a lot of it was. You have danced with him in this life, this life dance we do before, in much different circumstances. Now you're both adulting together because you've always loved each other. Now you're giving it the real deal. You're giving it a part of both of you. You're living together. You're trying to see the compatibility is coming together or not.
Well,
Okay?
and the thing that's so unique to me is the doubt I keep saying to him, and we keep kind of saying it to each other. It's like, I just want to go to therapy with you. Like, this is not actually a problem. We are going to be fine. And I feel that. Like, I don't know who else I'd want to be doing life with. And I think he feels the same. So
I feel that too from both of you.
we just
But
need
you
to
have
get,
to work it out.
and I'm like so 1,000% in, and I know he is too. This is the most rare thing for me to be able to have these complaints and be able to have a partner that I know is not relishing in my pain at all. And I've dated people who love to see me cry, love to see this be painful because it validates them.
That's
And this
true.
is
And I
not
don't
that
see that in
case.
him. You two are amazing people. Again, I'm always going to take you as my top priority. That's just the way it is. Sorry, that's
But
just
you won't
it.
let me get away with murder. That's why I love you.
But I won't well, unless I can help you hide the body. No, just kidding.
No.
Drag that from the conversation. But
For the
no.
record, Your Honor.
Yeah, for the record, that's right. But realistically, there's some issues that need to be addressed. And it's so new. I mean, it's so fresh. You've only been back together for a couple months now. Realistically, you've got a ways to go before you can understand each other, right? And he's been single for quite a while, right? You've been single for quite a while. You both have lived, right? You haven't just sat in your living room with your hands in your lap wondering what to do.
Right.
You've both had active lives, right? Where you've lived on your own for a long time. So now you're learning how to combine those issues and also the circumstances and also the love
Well,
and
and
all
we're
of the
both
stuff you're learning.
robust people. We're big people. We're big personalities. Like,
Yes.
and I love that. Like, we make each other laugh all the time. Like,
I love it.
all of it's amazing. And it's just these weird panicky moments I get where I think like I go catastrophically afraid, but I never attack. Like, I'm very proud because I never attack his character. I never call him names. Like, I just start freaking out. Like, why don't you understand? Why won't you listen to me? Like, and then I'm crying and I'm just saying all the things that I feel, but I'm not cruel. Like, and he's not cruel to me. Like,
No, neither one of you are that way. But you have some sorting out to do. This is an important relationship. And I feel for both of you that you're in it for the long haul. And yes, there's some things that need to be kind of remedied. And 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 I'm going to tell you, I could feel it in his energy. He's a bit rigid. Okay? And so being around someone like me over the next few months through the holidays, I'm either going to drive him nuts or but I want him to loosen up. I want him to lighten up. I might even give him a dirty plate just for kicks and grins to eat off. And he won't eat off of it. I'm not that cruel. But just because, again, I'm tweaking him. I'm trying to get him to loosen up and be more go with the flow. Okay? And I probably won't do that, but I'll do something to help him go with the flow. Not to pick on him because he's a great person, but he's got some things to learn too. He's got to learn how to handle other people's just kind of their emotions in their ways.
Well, and I keep telling him, and this is so true because I told him, I am a crybaby. Like after I went to therapy, I didn't used to ever cry, and then I went to therapy and I trained under you, and since then I cry very easily. So I told him, I was like, don't, if I'm crying, I'm usually just upset, like I'm mad. I'm not trying to work you with my tears because I don't like that. And
Right.
he's,
You're not
and
manipulating anyone. You cry.
then, and so he used to say before we moved in together, just give me 4, 5, 6 months so I can trust you and then everything will change.
And I agree with that.
And I think and that's what we're trying to work towards. And I know that, for instance, I haven't lied to him one time. Like there is so much truth that then there's like, it's not even hard. So it's almost like he's learning that at 12, time has gone by.
Yes.
And I haven't been questioned by anybody in the last 8 years. So but
I
I'm
love it.
happy. I really am. And
And I know that once upon a time, you probably did manipulate him with tears.
yes, I did.
Yeah.
100%.
And you
Among other
probably
things.
also took off after those tears and isolated from him for a while to make him really feel the pain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. So he's got a
And
memory
yeah.
bank too, right?
Well, and his feels okay, his is much fresher than mine. Like he'll remind me of stuff that I've forgotten that I did.
Well, he doesn't need to be reminding you of every little detail either.
Well,
But it's,
yeah.
yeah, but he's trying to show you that these things were hard on me. Now I want to make sure that you're doing them for different reasons.
And I keep telling him, I said, this is not even hard for me. I love you. Like this is not there's no thing I'm perceiving as weird steps because I'm just acting how I want to act towards you.
Yep.
And that will just come with time and the piece of how we communicate can be achieved.
Yep. It's interesting. I don't know why my guides sometimes they show me weird things and I have to share because I don't know what they mean. But my guide said, the best thing for them would be literally, and this I don't know why this is, but I'm going to tell you, would be to put blindfolds on and both learn a special dance together in the living room
Blindfolds
and
and a
dance
special.
together. Learn how to do the tango, learn how to do the waltz, learn how to do something, but put the blindfolds on because you're both just like everybody else, just like me and everybody. We're blindly sometimes going through this life, right? And our real need
Mhm.
is to trust. We've got to be able to
And to
trust
hold
that
each
our
other.
partner and hold each other, right? And not pick at each other. So it would be really what it's doing is just take away what we are perceiving, right? Because we're going to be too focused on trying not to step on each other's toes, right?
Well, what's so funny is something flashed in my head while we were driving the other day. Remember when you told me you and your husband did the blind eating?
Yes.
And I thought about us doing that. I
Yep.
didn't mention it because at first the second thought was he'd hate that. So I didn't
Well, he
mention it.
would because he has to eat with his hands.
But maybe and blindfolded. Um,
If you want to
but
do that, I will prepare a chef's delight opportunity for both of you. You'll come over to the house and I promise it'll be something really cool.
okay, I will definitely we can make that because he has 1 month a year that he has a schedule and it's the
Okay.
season. So he'll
Good.
find out the week before Thanksgiving and then we can make plans with him.
Remind me and I
I
will I
will.
will I will start I will think of a blindfolded meal. I
Well,
mean,
I'm
because
just gonna
I'm not gonna
say
make you spaghetti, okay? I'm not
well,
gonna make it cruel, okay?
well, I'm gonna just tell him that he's being invited to dinner. I don't know, or should I say that it's well, we'll figure it out. But
You have to tell him because otherwise you're blindsiding him, right?
no
And
pun
he's
intended. No, yeah, and that's
oh,
not fair.
that's oh my god, that's so funny. Yes. Look at us go.
Look at us go. Terry, I
But we'll
love you
have it
so much.
where it's a sensory process. And see, that's what's happening here. You're both on sensory overload. You're reliving the
Mm,
past and you're blending it and melding it into the future. Well, the future doesn't need the past to grow. The future needs trust and respect to grow. Okay, it doesn't care that you cried 45 times when you were dating before. What counts now is how is things going here and now. Where's the
mhm.
trust? Where's the integrity? And where's the loyalty and the love? And that's all that matters. The past is behind you. Just like I told Patty, I mean, good grief. Thank God we've got more than one life to live, right?
Ugh,
You know?
'cause we're not gonna figure it all out in this one, I
Not
don't
going to
think.
figure it out. But when we have a crappy one, at least we have another one coming. So we have a better opportunity. So
Thank you
what
so much, Terry.
you're so welcome. And I hope I don't you know, again, I'm not trying to this wasn't out of judgment. This was out of
No.
connection and love and in respect. If you need any more of you know of anything, obviously, you know, that's what I'm here for. And I'm going to see a lot of you with the holidays. In fact, I'm going to see
Yeah.
you tonight. She's got a class tonight, so we're
Yes!
all excited.
I'm so excited tonight. It's gonna be about self-discovery, ironically. That's what we've been doing a lot right
Oh, I
now.
love it. And you've
We've
reached out to
never
your regulars, right? The regulars
Yes,
know where to
yes.
go. Okay, good.
So I'm
Good, good.
hoping no matter what, I know bless her heart, Ariel's gonna probably drive across town. She has turned out to be I told you about her.
I
Um,
love it. Good.
but thank you
Well,
for
I'll tell you.
seeing me for my good as well as my crazy
Oh my
when it
gosh.
comes out, you know?
Sweetie, we all have crazy inside of us. We're all a little cray cray. Don't worry about that. Most important thing is to go out there and be respectful and love each other. And
Yes.
if you could get those as your foundation, then the rest of it, you know, you just work through.
Well, thank you so much. And I know, we are raw and we keep it real on here, and that's what we've
It's
always
raw and
promised.
real. That's right. I love
And
it. I
thank you
love
so
you.
much. I love you, and thank you for sharing me about Patty. That's awesome.
I
Thank
love
you.
Patty. You know, if I could reach in and grab her parents by the throats, I probably would. But you know, I'm not a violent person, so at all. And you know, I'm a firm believer in karma. Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God. And maybe there's something beautiful about karma with him and me, and that there is some room to clear it.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of room, and there's
Good.
plenty of opportunity and choice. So you know, you've got a wonderful situation. You both do. You both do. But it doesn't. I mean, it still comes with work. It's like
It
learning
does.
a foreign language, right? You want to
I
learn it
feel it
real bad,
too.
but you're going to have to work at it. The relationships are much the same.
Well, I told him, I said, if we have kids, I'm gonna have to learn Slovakia. I'm not gonna let you talk to you know what I mean? Like,
Oh
teasing, of
yeah.
course.
Yeah, that's right. You
Like, what do
will
y'all
be
think
learning
about
it.
me?
That's right. You will be learning another language. That's right.
Well,
And
I
that'll be
love you.
okay.
Thank you so, so, so much,
You're
Terry.
so welcome. Thank you.
Oh, your
I know you got a
perspective is
busy morning. I'm
yes,
gonna
and
head
you do
off to the
too.
center, and yes, we're gonna have a good day. I'm gonna try to see you later on tonight. I'm
Perfect.
not
I'll see you
sure
tonight.
how it's all gonna play out.
No
Um,
worries. And nor do I ever expect you to stay. If we pass each other and say, "Hey," I love that too.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, my dear.
I love you.
I love you to all our listeners and viewers. Hey, keep it real. Keep it love first, wisdom second.
And if you need to see the schedule for the mini center, Vita
Yes.
Perceptions, the mini center, it is on vitaperceptions.com. It's also on her Facebook,
Yep.
Terry Groom Vita Perceptions. It's also on my Facebook, Sophia Sterling.
And it's also
So
on Night
yeah,
Eye Artistries,
and Night
Paranormal.
Eye Artistry,
Yep.
Night Eye Paranormal. So we've got a good team. I'm so happy.
We got a great team. We got the powers of tree.
And shouts to Shelby for helping me get my stuff on the website because
And
I
Shelby,
thank you so much.
that's a shout out to you, our webmaster. Thank you.
She is indeed mastering. We appreciate
She
it.
is mastering is correct.
I love you.
I
I'll
love
see
you
you later
too.
tonight.
Sounds great. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful day.
Make it a great night or day. It doesn't really
Whatever it
matter what is
is, right? We
time.
don't know. Sun's up, must be day.
Love you.
Me too. Bye.
Bye-bye.